Welcome to another, actually a warm day in Sandwell, which makes it a pleasant change. Please can I ask people to, if they weren't at the meeting last night, the full council meeting where the Commonwealth Games, the Aquatic Centre in Smethwick was discussed, to have a look at the podcast, or the webcast, sorry, that goes online on the council website. I'll try and put a link up later when I switch the goggle box on. Last night was a show of pure arrogance and ignorance, and I don't know what they think they're doing, but it's clearly not in the interests of you, the residents. The destruction of Londonderry playing fields is an utter disgrace. The consultation's been awful. The planning application itself has got so many holes in it. They've got more holes than a colander. There are far too many loose ends. There haven't been enough consultations, there haven't been enough environmental studies, there hasn't been an air quality assessment done, so there's no baseline on what's of what it is currently. They've already started doing some work on there, chopping down trees at a time when birds are nesting, and it's an utter disgrace. Now people are saying, well, oh, it'd be great for the area, this, that and the other. We accept that it'd be nice to have a new swimming pool facility, but on a brownfield site. There are better places to put it, and let's be under no illusions, this Commonwealth Games is not going to benefit Sandwell, for goodness sake. It's Birmingham promoted, it'll be Birmingham on the TVs, it'll be Birmingham all over the papers. We will find eventually that we will be sucked into Greater Birmingham if we are not careful. Sandwell, its identity has been a problem for years, but we will lose our towns, we will lose Sandwell as it is into Greater Birmingham. There's no doubting about that. But when people say, why are you moaning and groaning about this? Green open spaces are vital. They're vital for our future generations, they're vital for our nature, and they're vital for our air quality, and they're vital for the aesthetics of an area. There's something we have found out, certainly we're dealing with like Lion Farm matters and other open spaces, is that you cannot trust fields in trust. These people and the council are working together to try and find a way round of the Fields in Trust nomination for so many areas. And I'll tell you something else. You may not trust Fields in Trust, but you can trust Sandwell Council not to consult or listen to you. The consultation on this and other projects has been abysmal. They do the bare minimum, and they come along and they say things like, oh, they've had a look on the Express and Star and they've used that as a term of reference for consultation, or they've seen how many likes a Facebook post has had as a term of reference. Behave. Let's not forget also the cost of this. At the moment they're talking between 60 and 65 million. They'll try and blind you with the fact that they are getting donations and funding from other organisations, but be under no illusions, this is going to cost Sandwell residents £26 million or more. We all know that when development starts, there's always a reason why the contract costs go up, and this particular plan hasn't got a proper transport infrastructure plan. There are so many issues around the reports that haven't been put in. It's full of holes, it's full of loose ends. Bill Gavin and Paul Moore last night should be ashamed of themselves in trying to suggest that it's going to bring tourism to Sandwell and to Smethwick. How's this going to happen? It is not. What we're going to find is we're going to be losing two community baths that they say have passed their useful life cycle. Hold on a second, there's plenty for Heritage Lottery Fund money, there's plenty of other external funding money that could bring those two buildings and pools up to scratch and give people the pools and the swimming facilities and the gym facilities they need locally to them. This aquatic centre will destroy an area, it will destroy fields, destroy trees, it will destroy some of the habitat where some of nature's wildlife is already there. It will also cause an incredible amount of issues around the roadworks, the transport. It will put a massive burden on Junction 1 and Junction 2. as people come on and off there to come to these games for 13 days, 14 days. Ridiculous. And don't forget, on Junction 2, they're talking about putting a hamburger island on there, which has been shown in other areas not to work. We've also seen that the current works on Junction 2 have been extended. They're not finished yet. They're also talking about trying to sell off Lion Farm for a retail park. How much extra traffic do you think that's going to create down there? I'll tell you one thing, we're going to be kettled in Sandwell. There'll be that many bottlenecks you ain't going to be able to travel anywhere. Don't forget, also, they have, and it's snuck under the radar, opened another DPD warehouse on the Vaughan Trading Estate in Tipton. Where do you think these lorries are going to go, these trunkers? They're going to go on and off Junction 2 and Junction 1. Some of the busiest areas in the country for traffic. Plus, with traffic congestion comes pollution. And that pollution, how is that dealt? Our greenery helps try and reduce that. We need pollution reducing management plans. It's madness. It is absolutely madness. Don't forget, they still haven't finished the Midland Metro at the hospital. What's going to happen there when they've got to sort the transport out there? Look at the embarrassment that's been for Sandwell. Look at what they did to the public. That was supposed to be a national building of pride. People would be coming from all over the place. They screwed it up. Just as it was being a success and it was full, the politicians closed it down and passed it over to a college, and you're still paying for that building, and that college is getting it basically bookshy. They're not paying for that place. You're still paying for that, and you've been paying £26 million for a massive puddle in Smethwick that's going to go onto a green open space that they're going to destroy. It's another vanity project that's costing us millions. Don't play Commonwealth games with our money. It's madness. It's truly madness. This needs a public inquiry. Don't forget the amount of traffic. Just keep thinking about it. Look at Sandwell as a whole, right? You've got Junction 7, Junction 8, and just on the end of Junction 9, you've got the M5 intersection. You've got the issues around Scott Arms, you've got issues around Burntree, Tibberdale, you've got issues around Albury, issues around Junction 1, issues around Junction 2, the faller from Junction 3 coming in. It's a nightmare, and they're trying to bring more and more people in, more and more traffic, and they say it's for the betterment of Sandwell. Is it hell? Our air pollution indices are terrible. They've got nitrogen dioxide exceedances in quite a lot of areas, and what are they doing about it? Electrical charging points for cars. Who in Sandwell's going to afford a blasted electric car? Don't they know what poverty is? Don't they know their own areas? It's madness. It's absolute bloody madness. And in some areas they've actually taken out some of the monitors, so you can't see a history of all the readings. What does that tell you about Sandwell? Save our green open spaces, let us breathe. And while we're at it, this bloke's got to go. We got rid of Ealing, he's gone. We got Mr. Trow in there. How long he's going to be there is another matter. Good luck to the new mayor and deputy mayor when they get put into post. That's a poison chalice if ever there was one. I've had a bit of a rant now, haven't I? Right, okay, here's the last words, and this is a lady called Octavia Hill. I suggest people read up on her. She's one of the founder members of the National Trust, and she's brilliant, and the need for green open spaces for us now and for our future generations is paramount. We've got plenty of land in the area, brownfield sites that need remediation, need regeneration, and our town's high streets need work. So, as well as talking about the Commonwealth Games, the traffic, the retail part they're trying to put into Lion Farm, start looking at our high street, start regenerating our high street, start putting money where it's really needed, and start putting money in frontline services and not vanity projects. We had enough of that in the Cooper regime. We had enough with that with old Mr. Moneybags Ealing. So with these new leaders that are coming in, this new cabinet that's coming in, and possibly these new councillors that will go on there, make sure you make the change and you do what's right for the people that live here. Right, okay, so here's the last words, and then I'm off. All the best.
You've dissected yourself and put it onto a page for public consumption.
Draw.
So that process of